WCWABossman here, and these are my favorite WrestleMania matches, WrestleManias 1 through 25. Let's get started. First WrestleMania had to be Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Junkyard Dog for Greg the Hammer Valentine's Intercontinental title. Definitely better than any other match on that card. WrestleMania 2 had to be the Wrestler versus Football Player Battle Royal, which was Andre the Giant's shining moment, which he deserved. WrestleMania 3 had to be the second best wrestling match of all time. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus brand new Macho Man Savage. WrestleMania 4 had to be the finals of the tournament with Randy Macho Man Savage beating $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. WrestleMania 5 was the Ultimate Warrior defending the Intercontinental title against Rick Rude. That was definitely the best match on that card. And WrestleMania 6 had to be Hogan versus Warrior, title for title. WrestleMania 7 was Warrior versus Savage, career on the line for either guy. WrestleMania 8 had to be Piper versus Bret for the Intercontinental title. Probably the third best wrestling match I've ever seen with that match. WrestleMania 9, Tatanka versus Michaels. Granted, it was the opener, but it was probably the best on this WrestleMania, which I hate. WrestleMania 10, the best wrestling match I've ever seen. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Again, opener, but the best. Propelled Owen to the heights that he got and didn't hurt Bret. And it was probably the most solid wrestling match I've ever seen in my life. WrestleMania 11, Diesel versus Michaels. It was the match that made this card what it was. WrestleMania 12, Bret versus Shawn, 60 minutes plus, the title. What more can be said? WrestleMania 13, Austin versus Bret, propelled Austin to the heights that we all know today that he got to. WrestleMania 14, Undertaker versus Kane. WrestleMania 15 was Austin versus Rock. That match was just awesome from beginning to end. WrestleMania 2000 had to be the Triangle Ladder match, because that was just telling everybody that wrestling had changed. And that match was the one that did it. WrestleMania 17, I have three favorites in this one. Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle, great wrestling match. Undertaker versus Triple H, great match. And Austin versus Rock, great match. WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus Rock, simply for the fact that it was like seeing Babe Ruth taking on Albert Pujols in a way. You know, it was just great to watch. WrestleMania 19, Chris Jericho versus Michaels, great match. Totally great story. WrestleMania 20, the Triple Threat. And also Cena Big Show, only because it was Cena's arrival more than anything else. WrestleMania 21, Michaels versus Kurt Angle, great match, great wrestling match. WrestleMania 22, Michaels versus McMahon, just because Michaels made McMahon look tremendous. WrestleMania 23, Cena versus Michaels, because Michaels made sure that Cena earned his walking papers on that night. WrestleMania 24, Michaels vs. Flair, legend versus legend, and ending one legend's career in WWE at least. Great match from beginning to end. Nothing more you could say. WrestleMania 25, Undertaker versus Michaels. Just amazing. And for WrestleMania 26, I'm excited to see Michaels and Taker again, to see if they can shock everybody in the internet wrestling community and in the wrestling world in general, and just notch it up another level and outdo what they did last year. And I know a lot of people say that's impossible, but with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, I don't think it is. I'm also excited to see Bret finally get his hands on Vince, and Sheamus and Triple H, only because I've heard from people within the industry that I'm a part of that Sheamus is a great wrestler. And if anybody's going to bring it out in him, it's Triple H. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. And I'll catch y'all next time.